Society, if modern technology didn't exist, does anything beat the net plus trident combo? Maybe a bomb, you idiot. You guys are not ready for this conversation. You guys have got to... This aged horribly. Turns out this is actually what the pyramids are like. European legends. He who can pull this sword from the earth is the rightful king of Britain. Hawaiian legends. He who can move this big rock will unify the islands. How did he pull 6 women? Bro, he was a monarch. He could pull 1,000. We out here with the emperor. Don't annoy him. Oh no, the battle was today. The name Augustus in the ancient world. The name Augustus in the modern day. Waiting for Sisyphus to finish his set so I can use the equipment. Dating apps aren't working. Time to look confused in the World War II section. Builds first indoor toilet. Reaction from people when they learn that you poop indoors. No, you can't just use primitive traps to fight. We've spent millions of dollars on our weapon. You need to fight us with real weapons like us. Haha. Would stick go poke. People who discovered agriculture must have been like, yo, check this out, unlimited food hack. Flint napping for beginners. Neanderthal's been real quiet since this video dropped. No one. American British textbooks too. I remember this guy, I've seen him before. Repost if you're older than Japan. Guys, I'm immortal. I can read this meme out, don't worry. Explore the world. No monotony of daily life. No tyrannical kings or queens. Actually get a vote in things. Surprisingly good working conditions. Decent chance at retiring early. Generals who've been fighting nomads since they were kids. Chase them. They're retreating. Alexander the Great, the first time he faced nomads. If they fake a retreat, we shall fake a pursuit. Bulgarian fishermen arrested for using artillery to catch fish. Police were called to a projectile hitting a church, with the likely source being the fisherman who missed his target. How do you miss a river? You should not judge Rome by modern morals. Other cultures back then were just as brutal, and they had many great achievements. The Aztecs were pure evil. They deserved... Oh my god. I didn't even know what happened. US troops accidentally raid sunflower oil factory. US military. Oil is oil. Caveman. I wish there was a good source of meat and other goods that will eat our junk and get rid of pests around us. These guys, say no more. Archaeologists be like, yeah, this is a giant churro. Never ask a woman her age, a man his salary. A Western museum, how they got all these neat artifacts. Any museum in the world. Bronze Age outfits according to Hollywood. The stuff people actually wore. AI explains how pyramids were built. Appear strong when you are weak. By appearing weak as thought you were strong. Has to defend a town against 150,000 troops with only 100 of his own. Throws the gates wide open. Sits on top playing a flute. Enemy general thinks it's a trap and leaves. Dude has the biggest balls in history. This is boring. I miss Rome. Normal people with a time machine. Get down, Lincoln. Sure. Me with a time machine. 1 ticket to the games, please. It's free, you idiot. Viking berserkers are the first furries. Don't at me. You killed the king. This isn't what King Richard wanted. On second thought, when your old computer hard drive dies and you lose all your files and memories. Disney in World War II for some reason. Americans. Lol, Britain just claims a bunch of empty rocks. Also Americans. What was the incident at your ziggurat? No way. When you have class at 8 and have to fight the Persians at 9. Direct descendants of famous foes are revealed to be rival traders in London. Their ancestors famously clashed in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. Ancient Roman engineer. I will build a path that brings water to our cities, powered purely by gravity, spanning over 120 kilometers, without trigonometry. Modern engineer. Constraint tool isn't working. What do you guys know about the pyramids? Bro had a vision. Bro listened to Ra. When the hell did this become more attractive than this? It didn't. We just stopped doing it for some reason. Stonk. A concentrated artillery bombardment. My parents at 25. This looks like a fine place to raise our child. Me at 25. I will never financially recover from this purchase. Most Renaissance painters. Today I will paint some angels. Meanwhile Da Vinci. Dissecting this corpse will help my art look more realistic. Giant sloths go extinct and nothing else can poop out your seeds. Cavemen into who can think you're great on roast to pear. What is socially acceptable in the US that would be horrifying in the UK? Dumping mass quantities of tea in the harbor. Holy Roman Empire and the Texas Republic existed only 30 years apart. Cite your work. Us. The beacon is lit. America calls for aid. Not the McDonald's sign. America's falling. How it really worked. That merchant told me it would give me protection of his god. Cool. We have no idea how they made Greek fire. Must be a myth. Do you know how to make Greek fire? Of course. I have the recipe on my fridge. It's not that I dislike modern fashion. I just think we could be more creative with our hat choices. Portuguese 1500s. What a beautiful island. Now it is mine. Portuguese 2020. I fear no man, but that thing. Piccolo Mini Zizka's dying wish was to have his skin used to make drums so that he might continue to lead his troops even after death. You sound funny. You're literally using my language. Suenas gracias so ja. NASA had to relabel the PP sleeve for urinating in spacesuits from small, medium, and large to large, gigantic, and humongous, because astronauts would only choose the large and they kept slipping off. God, I hope this is true. Oh my god, it is. 1945. No, surrender is not the way of the warrior. Death before dishonor. 1570s. My master called me a monkey once, so I'm defecting to your clan. Gets plenty of exercise, drinks pure water, breathes pollution-free air, eats free-range organic diet. Dead by age 35. Tin during the Bronze Age. I will help you forge the most powerful weapons known to man. Tin now. Bucket. Sir, we have found a potential flaw in our equipment. Alright, show me it. Can you explain what I'm looking at? The Wi-Fi password is on the back of the router. The back of the router. Flag of the Owoman Empire. Mentally, I'm here. Dancing plague of 1518. It was a case of dancing mania. 50 and 400 people took to dancing for days. I would never be a simp. At your service, Mr. President. The hottest places in hell are reserved for those who, in times of great moral crisis, maintain their neutrality. Switzerland. Admiral Zheng He's ship. Larger one. Compared to the ship of Italian explorer Christopher Columbus. Ships were massive back then, but still not as big as modern day ships. That's pretty small, it can fit inside a glass container. My girlfriend told me that I should treat her like a princess. So I married her off to a stranger to strengthen the alliance with France. Bears can't carry artillery shells. Bears aren't supposed to drink vodka. Cigarette? Yes. Fun fact, Charles Darwin and Steve Irwin owned the same tortoise. You're the best, Harriet. Love you too, Darwin. Guess you could say the tortoise owned them. Knowing 99% of the world and controlling 25%. Knowing 25% of the world and controlling 90. Lots of people want me dead. And at the top of that list, it's this guy. Cyberpunk is so unrealistic. There's no way a corporation could take over and run an entire country. United Fruit Company. Am I a joke to you? When you get another wife, but she doesn't give you a male heir. Sons. Dictators who win elections with 95% of the vote. You have my respect. George Washington, who won the election with 100% of the vote. Imagine the history of the United States, but every time a gun is fired, it goes faster. Aurora lights in 2024. Oh my gosh, look at the bright lights. I must take photos and upload them. I really want to see it. Aurora lights in medieval times. The gods are speaking to us. Yes, Chinese people in 4000 BC, discovering silk for the first time. That worm, it's pooping money. I'm reading an essay called Mal Desire in Pharaonic Egypt by Alex Clayton, which is actually pretty good, but I just need to draw attention to this little gem of a pickup line. How beautiful are thy buttocks? Attention followers, you now know how to write nice butt in hieroglyphics. Do you think kids during the Industrial Revolution had that same weird millennial Gen Z experience of having technology change so much while they were growing up? Middle-aged man in the 1890s, condescendingly explaining what a candle is. A 13-year-old. Okay, governor. Today I learned parasitus was an accepted role in Roman society, in which a person could live off the hospitality of others, in return for flattery, simple services, and a willingness to endure humiliation. Bring this back. We still have Twitch streamers. Countries who have messed up parts of their history starter pack. Speaks a language located on Earth, has dirt. Flag. Contains humans. Existed at one time. Ancestry.com. Habsburg. Okay, so these people just... This is like a royal family who, you know, got it on with other people in their family. Is this Tinder? That's why their jaw is so big. It's called the Habsburg jaw. Medieval kings were really like, that's my emotional support, silly little guy. British-French rivalry. We are the most iconic rivals in history. Yeah. Earth-Thea rivalry. At it again. First Punic War. You guys just lost 200,000 men at sea storms. Surrender, please. No. Second. 150,000 this time. Surrender. All our armies are defeated. Allow us to surrender, please. No. Romans in 1453. Teacher, what are you laughing about? Me? Nothing. My brain. Ottoman Empire. Who said Greek tragedies were not funny? You won't kill me. Go. Fabulous. Unless I reconsider. Not fabulous. Hawaii has a feral chicken problem, and it's being discussed everywhere from city councils to the state legislature. Australians remembering emus. The Czech knight Joseph Mensik posing with his sword and suit of armor sometime before his one-man stand against the German annexation. He is captured and sold as a slave to his own client. experience, manages to free himself from slavery years later, goes home, continues to sell slaves, losing 2 world wars, winning 2 world wars, winning a world war and losing the next one, winning 2 world wars. This volcano looks awfully dangerous, sir. We better turn back. Fortune favors the brave. Steer to where Pomponenus is. But it was just right there. When someone asks why you want to conquer India, France, May 23rd, 1920. I have just fallen off a train and I am the president of France. And I'm Emperor Napoleon. Forget Marvel, forget remakes, forget sequels and prequels. We need a solid resurge of historical, mythological films again. Hardest archive fit. Oldest sweater, 1,700 years old. Pants, crown, footwear. I want to wear that crown. It looks like a chocolate cake. The Ottomans saw the future. Ancient Rome. Sports stadiums were built by tax dollars to house bread and circus events designed to distract the masses from the problems of the decaying empire. Glad we've evolved past that now. Territories of the Roman Empire by the approximate number of years as part of the empire. History channels at 3 a.m. Which Greek god would be the best streamer? Ancient historian. This was once revealed to me in a dream. Source? Dream. Dream is my source. Charles Darwin. Publishing numerous studies on the benefits of genetic diversity. Having 10 children with your cousin. That poor French guy. We've got his house surrounded, outnumbering him 20 to 1, and I'm eager to bring him to justice for his crimes. That Frenchman sacrificing himself to protect his wife and infant. Bumfato. Joseph Bumfato was a fire chief and convicted drug dealer. He disappeared in the 1970s. When you thought you found a body at sea, but it turns out it's an ancient statue. Italy, circa 1972. Descendants of the elite fierce Imperial Japanese army. Descendants of the Chinese farmers. Really picking and choosing. Who need their regimen changed? Me. Remember that time a Viking reenactor took down a drone with a spirit at a medieval festival? They carved him a commemorative runestone. Historians 1,000 years in the future. What the hell happened here? Study finds 100% of men would immediately leave their desk job if asked to embark upon a crusade. Join me. Imperial legions. I'm doubling your pay. Not enough. Caesar's legions. I want to fight a civil war, but I can't afford to pay you, and I already owe you money. That's okay. Take our life savings. Chronologically, this is less accurate than this. 46 presidents, 1 civil war. 61 kings, 3 major civil wars. 2 kings, 8 dictators, 30 presidents, 5 coups, 1 former dictator elected president. Biggest corruption history scandal. Foxes disguised as monks. On the left from Japan and on the right from Denmark. It was a global problem. Problem? Blessing. Modern day goth girl makes food for Roman soldiers. Therapist. Medieval Yoda isn't real. He can't hurt you. Medieval Yoda. If you get married, make sure your spouse is in a different class than you. For instance, if you do a lot of magic damage, then consider marrying a tank or someone with a lot of HP/armor. This will make your bond stronger and more viable in the current meta. Breaking up in person, breaking up over text, building a church so you can get divorced. Written history exists again. The Sea People. Today I had a man tell me in all earnest that I obviously wasn't very good at my classical studies degree because Zeus only had 1 son, Hercules. His source was the Disney movie Hercules. Monk. Just a normal letter M, please. Scribe. What everyone thinks Vikings looked like versus what they actually looked like. Traffic is crazy right now. Men learn about an empire and base their entire personality about it. New epic of Gilgamesh dropped before the winds of winter. How Caesar looked like. The guy playing Brutus on HBO's Rome. Independent discoveries of the Pythagorean theorem. I hate Pythagoras. I hate it. The nature of humanity is just that every so often someone accidentally invents a² plus b² equals c² again. Shirley Slade. 22-year-old pilot with a helmet, goggles, and gloves. 1943. Dating advice from 4,500 years ago. If you marry a party girl, one known as fun-loving to her townsfolk, if she is rather unregulated and indulges for a while, do not deny her, but let her enjoy herself, as a light heart makes for navigable waters. Bronze Age mindset. Odysseus was offended by the insinuation that he was a merchant, not that he was a city-sacking pirate. Sigmund Freud. This page has some issues. A lot of issues. Hold on, the British version of the dollar store is called Poundland? Help! The oldest written thing currently known as a grain ledger. Civilizations are temporary. Microsoft Excel is eternal. Cringe British colonial city names. Fries, Egg Harbor, Bumpass. Based Spanish let me make a guess. Is the person who made this meme Spanish? And am I British? Self-isolation. Boring. Clinical. Following the orders of a government. No one will notice your effort. Exiled for the good of the realm. Mysterious. Sexy. Everyone will wonder what you did. Know your history. I am sorry, Flappy, but I remember when this came out. The whole internet was talking about it. And Only upgraded it the same? Really? I would just kept the game up. Block the noise, it's a game. USA in 1776. Stupid British marching in their bright uniforms and lining up in fields. Let's ambush them. 1976. It wasn't fair. The Viet Cong kept ambushing us and fighting dirty. Death during consensual sex. Nelson Rockefeller, former vice president of the United States and heir to the Rockefeller family fortune, died in 1976 of a heart attack at age 70, rumored to be caused by an orgasm. Evolution, can you give me a pattern-seeking brain? To avoid predators? Yes. That's a nice island you got there. It'd be a shame if somebody turned it into a peninsula. Average Roman physician. I am hurt, please help me. Just pour some wine on the wound. Quickly, remove his intestines, pour wine on them and then back in again. Taxation without representation. You got lucky, traitors. We beat you up. You suck, we know. Please come back to civilization. No, want a cabbage? Diocletian, who had retired to a palace in Demultia to grow vegetables, observed the collapse of his carefully constructed new order with dismay. If you could come here and see the splendid cabbages I have grown with my own hands, then you would not ask such a thing of me. He was asked to come out of retirement. The female dragonborn paladin with the noble background is the ultimate switch. She can be the knight, the princess, or the dragon, as circumstances require. I'm imagining a scenario where, through a series of misunderstandings, she's hired to rescue herself from herself. The story goes that O'Grimacy was discontinued due to choice comments made by an actor playing the mascot at an event in Philly. Ugly Man Contest. Men competing for the title of ugliest. Cool, I don't know what this guy's name is though, but good job, you won. The inventor of Vaseline was such a firm believer in its medicinal properties that he claimed to have eaten a spoonful of it a day. During a bout of pleurisy in his 50s, he ordered his nurse to cover him from head to toe in the substance, and soon he recovered. He lived to be 96. What? We don't know what happened, okay? We want to go back, but we can't. Hell, I wouldn't even mind going back to 1948. What it feels like to fall asleep in your jeans. No, when you fall asleep in your jeans, it's fine because you're usually either really tired or drunk. But to sleep, that's when it's painful, that's when it's bad, that's when it's awful. William Adams, the first Englishman in Japan. Why did he go to Japan though? Why did William Adams go to Japan? Oh, a shogunate recognized his usefulness and made him a trusted advisor on Western technology and international affairs. Ooh, he built the first Western-styled Japanese ship. That's cool. We just learned something. If you didn't know that, you have to subscribe.